Okay, yeah, so the roof caved in there, so that was pretty sweet. Got to replace all the roofs. There's mold in here, right? But these walls are going to get torn out. We're putting in all brand new lighting, new heaters, video surveillance, access control. We've got a couple of tenants. One of them is in here. As you can see, the water issues are extensive. But we're putting on all new roofs, so that'll help. We're going to tear down all the walls that aren't necessary. We're going to sandblast, pressure wash, repaint everything, you know, clean all the floors. It's going to be, it'll be great when it's done.
Oh,
this building is super bad.
That's why I keep the lights.
Right? Like I'm
a little creeped out right now.
Oh, you should be, yeah. So this, the roof is going to get replaced here. Like we got to literally tear it all off and start over. All right, so this is kind of the newer space. So this is where they have a lot of the, you know, taller boats. But we're thinking about putting in like boat apartments here, 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 and here. Because for somebody that wants to have like a man cave, boat cave, you know, definitely a great spot. They just rent it like all year. This is the trailer that we use to move the boats in and out. This building has sat empty for decades, right? The last time it was actively used for manufacturing was in the 60s and 70s when they made scatter bombs. Mark has already gone through here and removed all the old systems that we're no longer using, lots of scrap, torched out all kinds of columns, just kind of gotten it ready. And this is where we're also going to be able to put, you know, really tall boats. We're going to paint the inside, add some more lights, clean up the floors. Just a ton of work. So this is, again, all getting redone on the inside. This loading dock is getting torn out because it collapsed in a snowstorm. The blue buildings, it's about $75,000. And then the gray building, the one that we just kind of wandered all the way through, is about $145,000. You have to have a lot of imagination in order to figure this place out. The railroad tracks here are going to end up getting taken out. The city is working on that right now. We're going to end up covering up all this concrete. There used to be a big giant building there. You know, fixing these buildings and using them for boat storage is really kind of the business opportunity to keep the development, you know, financially strong and stable, but where the real opportunity is in redoing all this. So like we've already taken out all the trees. You can see over here, like we removed the fence. There was a really nasty chain link fence that was all along here, so we've opened that up to the public. We're going to have about 100 condos on this side of the development here that are going to be looking out towards the Lake Michigan Channel and Pigeon Hill. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. The sunsets are going to be crazy.
And then having the restaurant there too, right?
Yep, and so then there were a couple more condo buildings here, so one there and one there, which is going to go in front of the marina. I hope I don't get stuck. All right, just hang on. See, there you go. You can't run a fast power boat like that on Lake Mac or Spring Lake. They tell you, you know, that they don't want you there. But here in Muskegon, you can go from one end of the lake to the other. There isn't a no-wake zone. You know, we welcome anybody out here. So there's going to be 270 boat slips that are going to be in here in between these peninsulas. So the short peninsula is going to be there. We're going to go out about 500 or 600 feet, and then we're going to hook over towards the long peninsula with another 900 foot worth of rock wall. There's going to be a public access dock that's going to connect from this peninsula to go all the way around, so that the public can, you know, walk up and down and see the boats. Transients can come in if they're from, you know, Holland or Grand Haven. It's going to be beautiful. And this peninsula here, all this dirt in front of the bike trail, and then this whole peninsula here is what we're proposing to make publicly available. There's going to be like a gazebo, some picnic tables, fish cleaning stations. This is where the restaurant and boat dealership and event center building is that we want to put in. And these are going to be the views. Right to the Lake Michigan Channel. It's going to be sick. And then I got to show you this peninsula here. So what's interesting is that these two peninsulas here used to be logging piers, and when they would bring in trees down the Muskegon River, they would float them over here, and this was all water. This was water all the way back past those big buildings. And so there's just an enormous amount of water that was protected by these logging docks, and that's how they, effectively kept all the logs from floating away. And then as they kept dumping foundry sand, they just kept filling in the peninsulas. Check this out. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, you got like this nice panoramic view.
It's going to be 270-degree views. It's going to be absolutely sick. The last part that I'll show you is, you see this finger basin here?
Yep.
This was completely destroyed by the high water last year. And part of what we're working through with the city is actually helping to restore all this as well as part of our project. We're looking at replacing those docks on both sides. And then at the far end, we're looking at putting in like a forklift well so that we can lift smaller boats like 30, 35 feet and under in and out of the water, and then we'll be storing them securely in Big Blue over there. On this side of the channel, something called the shopper dock, and people are going to be able to come here, tie up their boats. We're actually going to widen this so this road won't be here anymore. But the shopper dock is going to be all along this straight section here, all the way to about halfway to the peninsula, right next to the bike path. So people are going to be able to come in from out of town. They can tie up their boat on right next to the bike path. People that are walking by are going to see all these cool boats tied up. I mean, it's going to be cool. So that's kind of the deal with the city. It's like, if we work together in that public-private partnership, then we can help fix the things that are wrong with the city's property. We can improve and coordinate what we're doing with our private property, and then make it all accessible to the public, right? Right now, they can't get on my peninsulas or this peninsula, but if we work together, we can create three spaces for the public to enjoy, whether they live here or they're from out of town. So yeah, it doesn't look like much right now, but by the time we get done, it's gonna look great.